Hello, everybody, everyone. Let's see here how I can share this. Oh, I can't. Well, we'll see how many people show up. It's like the question and answer. I just finished premiering my video about the trip. So this is just anybody who had questions or wanted to hear some additional stories that I could talk about. I'm happy to be home, but I'm sad at the same time for being away from the palm trees. Well, the Kim is coming down. Yes, I thought you were going to bed.
Great job.
Hey. Yeah?
Great job.
Oh, yeah?
I've seen the rest of it. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Those mountains were just,
Aren't they beautiful?
oh my God.
Yeah?
Yeah,
See?
they were
See, you should come on a road trip sometime.
Andrea, I can't do that. I can't even stay in the car for 5 minutes without.
Well, you got to Adderall yourself or something.
Great job. I love the walk. Thank you for the road trip.
Yeah, no worries. Hey, everyone, coming in. Just going to wait a little bit longer there. Well, not too much longer. The Kim just came downstairs to tell me awesome job on the video and how she liked going through the mountains and stuff like that. Yeah, it was a beautiful trip. I had some hiccups on the way. Every day it seemed like there was like a hiccup of sort, like a Murphy's Law. Oh, excuse me, it's getting late. Hey, okay, so Murphy's Law, first day. So I was supposed to stay over at my aunt's place, and I give her a shout, and she may be suffering from dementia, I think, too. So she was trying to opt out of it, saying she wasn't feeling well, but I said, okay, well, let's see how you feel in a few hours from now, right? Hey, Obi, welcome. Yeah, I know, me and my yawning. And so I showed up and it was all good. But the next day, going over the border into the States, I had to switch over to my eSIM card that I bought so I could roam without getting charged, right? Any additional cost than what I paid for the eSIM card through Aerolo, and I've gone through them when I was in Costa Rica. So when I get over to the other side, I get through the border. The eSIM card wasn't working. I couldn't make any phone calls neither for some reason. I would like restart my phone, switch it back over to Rogers provider, and get back onto eSIM. No dice. So I had to call Rogers, even though I got provided by Aeralo for my eSIM card. And I'm like, what the F is going on? They're like, well, actually, since you got the credit card, you're entitled to 5 days of free roaming in the States. I'm like, well, how about that? So that little shitty experience turned into a good one. And just before getting over the border too, for some reason my credit card wasn't working, but then it worked. So it was like there's like two things, right? And then so I get to, where did I stay? Oh yeah, the first night I stayed at this this travel center in West Virginia in Beckley. So before I left, I looked up travel centers, okay, specifically ones that had showers, just in case I wanted to take a shower, right? So the one in Beckley just got renovated and didn't have a shower anymore. They decided to not put that into their design. So I asked the lady at the desk, I tell us a crazy horror story. I actually didn't really have any crazy horror stories other than some guy telling me he was holding peace on him while I was busking. That's okay, some old man. Okay, you carry your peace elsewhere. And so I ended up going to this Go Mart gas station slash like tiny restaurant, and they had showers, and the lady was really nice. She cleaned the shower out for me and stuff like that. I switched to Freedom Mobile. Oh, really? Okay. That's not too bad. Thanks for the knowledge. So that was my day one. There was a lot of dead animals on the road. I don't know what it is about West Virginia, but just tons of splattered animals on the side of the road, on the road. A lot of opossums. I've never seen an opossum except for a dead one. I seen throughout my whole drive a whole bunch of deer closer to like the end of my Pennsylvanian drive there through the mountains. Hey, what's your name there? Uni. Hopefully you got to check out my live stream. I was premiering my video of my trip. If not, then you could go check it out. I'm doing great. I'm a little bit tired. I'm still decompressing from my trip from Canada to Florida that I drove. And so I'm just talking about some of the side notes, right? So yeah, so that was day one. That statue in the premiere, the one I was going like that, I found it very strange that it was like in such s- like an awkward position where he was like looking like he was smelling his armpits. So I don't know if you caught on to that, but that's what I was trying to do. So I went to bed at around like 8:30 at night. The first night in Beckley at that travel center. I just slept in my car. My seats go down, so I was able to like put my camping pad down, and I had a sleeping bag and a liner inside. Kept the windows cracked just a bit, but even though the windows were cracked open a bit, it was still like really foggy in my car in the morning. So I had to like wipe down all of all of the windows and stuff. And it was really safe to stay there. And also, you can go to rest areas and sleep at rest areas along the interstates and stuff like that, from what I understand. In Canada, I've never done that, but you can do that. So, second day, I'm driving, right? And I booked through Airbnb my B&B, right? And I was supposed to stay with this lady in Lantana. And this is another hiccup I had. As I'm driving, I get a text message pop through from Airbnb stating that my reservation was canceled. And I'm like, what the fuck? Pardon my French, right? Because I'm like about 2 hours from the border of Florida, right? And well, it's I'm supposed to be showing up that day. So I ended up having to call Airbnb while trying to figure out a new place when I stopped and try to book a new place. So they had they had like a credit on my account with Airbnb because I've used them before. I'm in Ontario. I'm about 4 hours north of Toronto. And so they gave me a $35 credit too towards the new one that I booked. And I'm like, listen, all I'm finding is like very expensive Airbnbs, like $900 for the 4 nights, uh, which isn't actually bad in Florida where I was, because I was in like the ritzy area of Delray and West Palm Beach and stuff like that. But I ended up going back into my folder of searches that I liked, and I found one that I had liked. No, just north of North Bay in Sudbury area. And and it was still available. So I booked it. And so I was saved there too. So that's kind of cool. And, so then I got to my Airbnb, and it was a little bit smaller than I expected. I knew it was like a tiny little guest house at the back of the house and stuff like that, and the guy that owned it was a military man, so he had mentioned that there's cameras on the premises, but not inside of the Airbnb. Um, and it was a very heavily influenced Latino area, not, you know, racializing things, but the way that he was talking about it, he's had an issue in the past. So I felt very safe being there though. Yeah, it was just super cool. I was like, I love like little lizards, so I was so happy to see that little lizard. So I had taken a shower, gotten ready, and I made my way. Yeah, I live in God's winter getaway. I sure do. There's a lot of snow right now. Like a lot of snow. We got a dumping. I got back at like 12:30 in the morning there yesterday, and at 5 o'clock yesterday, it was just blowing like 10 inches, 10 plus inches of snow, and it was like creating all these drifts. So my car was totally embedded in the snow this morning. So I met up with this. So the reason why I was going down to Florida was not only because I had a week of holidays, is because I wanted to go meet and hang out with this couple that I follow on YouTube. And they go by Brady Beats and the Token Girl. So you could check them out if you want. And so I met up with them and I had brought them a bunch of treats. And whoever knows me knows, like on this channel, knows that I bake on the side as a side hustle. So you can actually see the snow blowing behind me right now because it's not stopping. And hey, CMP, welcome. Yeah, so CMP is a moderator for Brady Beats and the Token Girl. Thanks for showing up. So I was just getting into meeting up with them. So I had brought a bunch of treats for them from Canada that I had made and luckily got across the border, like some apple fritters and peaches and cream fritters. And I brought some chocolates that were uh, 3 different types of chocolates and stuff like that. And so there was bingo going on, and it was the first time that I try kava root tea, like a drink. And so I felt pretty euphoric off of that because I don't drink, I don't do drugs anymore, nothing like that. So I felt pretty euphoric after sipping on that. And we played bingo, and I won bingo a free tab, but I don't think they'll be holding on to that tab till I get back. So I just let them know, feel free to use it up, right? And so I went to bed, and the next morning I woke up, and I was supposed to. Before leaving, I had gotten an email from a lady whose son was involved in a drinking and driving accident. Like he was the victim, and I was a witness after fact. Like I showed up on the scene because it happened in front of where I was living at the time. So, and the court date's been pushed and pushed and pushed. And finally, they set a new date, but it just so happened to be when I'm on this vacation. So I let her know, well, let them know that I'm willing to give my impact statement from wherever I am. So when I got to that Butterfly World place, the reason why I was sitting at the bench for 2 hours is because I was on Zoom call waiting for the appearance. And so like I would just like take photos with my other camera while I was waiting and stuff like that, and take photos with this phone. And so it was kind of peaceful and relaxed. It's beautiful. Excuse me, sorry, I'm still very tired from like decompressing. I love orchids, and there were orchids growing all over the place in there. I just felt like going yoink, you know? But yeah, lots of beautiful butterflies just flying around and stuff like that. And then they had another area that you walk into that was an aviary. And so cute there was all these cute birds and stuff that fly all around you, and so I got to hang out with those. And you pay $2, and the girl gives you like a little cup that you fill up with. Well, it was this nectar she had. It smelled like fruit nectar. And so they came over immediately and just started sipping. I had like 3 of these cute little parrots on me. And then I brought it over to a couple that were, by themselves, and they started sipping in there. Oh, how did the court hearing go? Guess what? It was pushed back. So I was 2 hours waiting for them to say that it was pushed back again. To April 1st, April Fool's Day. So that was kind of a bummer because I was also supposed to go and pick up some boat paint for my girlfriend from work. However, the store that supplies it in Florida was saying that they're out and they would have to order it. But not only that, good luck for me trying to get it across. So I never got to get her paint. So maybe it's a good thing that that happened too, because I don't feel like having to explain myself going across the border, given the fact that I know that the guy that served me on the Canadian side was kind of a dick. So I would have never gotten it across. So after the Butterfly Museum, I made my way to the Murakami Japanese Cultural Museum and Gardens. And oh, thanks. I don't feel like a goddess right now, but I'll take it. And they have these blinking lights that if it's free to go and the other lights are green to go straight, you're allowed to go if there's no traffic. And there wasn't any traffic, but all of a sudden this guy just, and I'm in the process of turning, and this guy like just totally speeds through the intersection and realizes I'm going through, slams on his brakes, and I'm like slamming on my gas pedal so I'm not getting fucking hit. So I wasn't happy about that. I was okay though. Hey, Roxy, thanks for showing up. So, for those that are just showing up, I'm just going through some of the side notes of the trip that I just took to Florida. I just did a premiere of the video. You could check that out if you want. It has there's a few videos. There's one video that I put together just me wearing my pigeon mask. Yes, I'm single. And then I have the one that I just premiered about an hour and a half ago, because it's an hour and a half long, of a lot more photos and stuff like that. And and so yeah, I went to the Murakami Museum and Gardens, this Japanese gardens and stuff, gorgeous, and all these beautiful bonsai trees that have been trained for years and years, just awesome. And so I was live streaming while I was going through there. So I was really unable to take photos with my phone while I was live streaming. So all I could do was like screenshot everything. So if you noticed in the premiered video when I got there, it was just all screenshots. But at the beginning of the tour, I was inside of the gallery that they had of like art and stuff, and they were showcasing this one artist that was making beautiful art with polyester fabrics that were really light. And so like that looked like coral or bamboo, and like I mean incredible, incredible. Just beautiful stuff. So I don't know, you could probably check out their website and you'll probably see some stuff on their website. So after the Murakami Museum, I what did I do? Oh, I decided to, uh, oh, sorry. I went and bought a guitar strap for my guitar, and then I wanted to go eat at this restaurant that I checked out online before going, called La Chia Vegana. And the reason why I chose that is because they have like it's all vegan, vegetarian stuff, and I'm vegetarian. But they sell this. They were making sandwiches with this stuff called Just Egg, and I buy that Just Egg back home. But I also make my own too. I make my Just Egg patties, and it's made with mung bean. But it like the scrambled Just Egg stuff looks just like scrambled eggs. So I wanted to go and enjoy some Just Egg while I was there. But I think she ripped me off of like part of my meal. And I opted out of getting like a texted receipt or an emailed receipt. I just find it's too much of a hassle because I ordered um, some sort of coffee, an orange juice, a sandwich, which costs $15, and beans and rice. And what's my Instagram ID? It's the real deal baking, because it's a business account and for Instagram. And so she ripped me off, and charged me for the beans and rice and never got the beans and rice. So I was a little pissed off about that, but I just carried on my merry way. So I got back to my Airbnb and I'm like, you know what? I have time. Let's go for a fucking walk. So I decided to leave where I was staying in West Palm Beach and walk all the way to Palm Beach. It's like a straight, you know? And at the south end side of West Palm Beach is at Mar-a-Lago where Trump lives. But little did this girl know that it was all blocked off for security reasons. So I'm like, on WhatsApp with my girlfriend and I'm showing her and her kids like all of the area, going walking over the bridge. And I swear to God, I walked for 4 kilometers or 5 kilometers with the shittiest shoes. So once I got to where it was blocked off by the cops and I was told to beat it, go the other way, my feet were sore. And luckily, uh, the couple that I went to go visit, they came and rescued me on Worth Avenue. Check it out, Worth Avenue, Palm Beach. And it is like the ritziest of ritzy stores. So everybody that I was walking by was giving me the up and down look, like you don't belong here. You know, even the gay guys are giving me the up and down look. I was like, what the fuck is this, man? You guys are not real. So they picked me up at this fountain, and then we went to this painting party put on by their friend Scott. And so I started working on a piece for Little Cloud. And I'm almost done. I wanted to wait for the paint to dry before continuing on. But this is, going to be for Little Cloud. And I'm going to put like a single lined sketch of Little Cloud in this. So it's not done. It smells like my Airbnb. And I was so parched too. I was so thirsty and my feet were so sore when I got to that painting place was called The Peach on Georgia. Georgia. Oh, you would give me a sandwich for free? Thank you so much. You're so kind. And so that was that experience. They offered to give me a ride back, but I was okay with walking because it was not far at all. I see. Is it Viren? Viren? I see that you sent me a message on Instagram. And so the next day was Wednesday, and that couple that I went to go visit. They were doing their live streaming DJ set, and so during the day I was like, okay, well, I'm going to fill in my day with things to do. So I decided to go to Del Rey and busk, play guitar on the street. So I spent most of my day playing guitar, and I live streamed for a bit. I met this one guy a little bit older than I. He was also gonna busk, but he didn't busk while I was there. And his name was Michael from Tennessee, so he had a Tennessean accent. And chit chatted with him for a bit and didn't really make any money. I don't know if it's like in Canada, like people are a lot more giving. And it's not like I was looking for tips. I was doing it more or less for pleasure and playing and stuff like that because I used to play guitar on the streets and I had a lot of fun talking with people. So for most part, I had really good conversations. I met this one guy, Dre, and that's my nickname from a cousin of mine is Dre. So I was just about to play Waterfalls, so he was like in there singing with me. Hey, Brian, I'm the peach fritter of Cape Creole. You got it. You know it. I make the best peach fritters. Brian is a constant buyer. He's a repeat customer of my apple fritters and peach fritters. He loves the baking. I'm sure he was jonesing while I was gone. So I made about $25, I think, in total busking. I had one lady give me a 20. She's like, all I have is 20s. Here you go. And actually, no, I made $21. Yeah. No, 26, sorry, 26. Another girl gave me 5, and that guy busking gave me a dollar, my bottom dollar. And so, yeah, so I left there busking, and then I decided to go to Delray Beach. But then I realized, Andrea, you forgot your bathing suit. It was right on the bed. I forgot to grab it, my bathing suit and my towel, and I was dressed up in these really light coveralls and a tube top. So I'm like at the beach. There was a couple and their kids from Montreal behind me. So we're all talking in French together. and I don't know what to do. Should I just go in like this? So I decided to live stream and I went in the water with my coveralls. I took them off while I was in the water there. I could swim there, and I just had them around my hand or around my neck. And that was gonna let that stop me. And then I left there, went back to the Airbnb, had a quick just relax because that was a long time in the sun. Thanks, Amuk. Is that how do you say that? Amulka. Yeah, I'm pretty cool, I think. And and so after that, I got ready, got all fancied up with the shirt that I was supposed to wear on New Year's Eve that I forgot at home instead of bringing it to Toronto with me. So I brought that with me for this to go see that couple do their live stream and hang out with them. And I brought my pigeon mask with me, and I was gonna be their sign girl because they usually flag signs there while they're doing their live stream with if somebody like donates money or like gives tips and stuff like that, they'll have a sign that says thank you or united by music. And so I was doing that part of it, so I had a good bite to eat prior to meeting up with them at this restaurant called Jojo's. And, JoJo's had bingo there too. I almost won, but didn't. Like, the night before, I won bingo and got a free tab. I didn't win bingo that time, but I was close. But I thought it was kinda cool, bingo 2 nights in a row. And, pretty good meal at JoJo's too. And I had this portobello sandwich with, provolone cheese. It was fucking delicious. And I had, artichoke dip. So yeah, went to their set, their show, and that was in Wellington, Florida at Riptides. And and stayed out late. I had some Kava root tea there too. I was feeling pretty good, pretty relaxed. And I live streamed as well as they did. And so you could catch that on my channel or on theirs. If you go check out Brady Beats and the Token Girl, you'll be able to find it. And so I got back and slept in a little bit too much the next day. I felt a little bit groggy. And so I woke up and made my way to buy my mom a guitar strap at that same store. And then I went back to Delray and I busked in this little park for most of the day. And so I think I got like $6 in tips while I was there. It was a cute little park. Um, but it was just kind of like out of everybody's like walking uh where people would walk, or if people did walk there, it was like as soon as they would walk by me, they would look away. Like, and as a Canadian, as Canadians, we're like, "Hey, how's it going?" We're very friendly. So by here, there, it's like just fucking tunnel vision or looking away as soon as they pass. And I got that impression from a lot of people in Florida, and I hope I'm not getting the worst impression, but that's how it felt like. People just it's like people in Toronto too. They just look through you, past you, or away from you. And it's really sad. It's not like a small town like vibe at all. And so I had this one black guy bike up to me, and he pulls out this big wad of cash, and I'm playing, right? Hey, double A. He pulls out this big wad of cash, and I'm singing and doing my thing, and he throws some money in, and then he's on his way. I thanked him and carried on playing, and I look in the bowl, and and it was a $1 bill, and it landed in bird shit. So a bird pooped in my singing bowl. And then my last song, I had this couple that were from Toronto that actually stopped, and I played them a song from U2, All I Want Is You. I think that was my last song of the day because I was just ready to pack up and go. I could see that the clouds were coming in and I knew it was supposed to rain that day. So I played All I Want Is You, then found out that they were from Toronto. They put $5 in, and their names are pretty significant in my life. So I was like, wow, I was totally meant to meet them. And so I get to my car and I paid for parking, and I always make sure to screenshot things like if I'm virtually paying, through an app and stuff like that, I'm always screenshotting. And the freaking guy or girl, woman, whoever it was, gave me a ticket 20 minutes early of my time. I was like, I don't think so. So I ended up having to call like, the ticket provider and be like, this ain't happening, man. I'm not paying this ticket. I have a screenshot of the time that I got the time at and when it ends, and they're giving me this ticket for this time. I don't think so. So they voided it, luckily, and I was on my merry way. So then I get back to my Airbnb and I grab my bathing suit. Yes, I did. And I made my way. I drove to Palm Beach instead of walking this time. I wasn't doing that again. And parking was cheap right along the main drag of Palm Beach, right at the water, right? And this was my first time ever touching the Atlantic Ocean too, was on this trip. Because I've been to the east coast of Canada, but only as far as Edmonton, so you're not really at the ocean at all. So it was really cool to touch the ocean. I've been to the Pacific. I've been to Costa Rica. I've been to Dominican Republic. So it was kind of cool. And I brought my hand drum with me. So not only did I bless the hand drum that I made in the Pacific Ocean, I blessed it in the Atlantic Ocean and played it. So that was the night before, and I seen a shooting star while I was like hand drumming. So it was kind of cool. And so going back, so I get to the beach, I'm in my bathing suit, and I was getting sandblasted. The worst beach ever to go swimming because, like, instead of it being like, flat, it's like down, and then the water's like right there. I would love to see. Okay, true story is that in 2009, I went to California. I drove to California, well, across to BC and then down. Hey, Jamie Brown. Holy jeez, you're still up. I've been watching your videos and working out. Good job, bud. I went across to BC and down the coast to California. I should have done that trip now when I don't eat meat because there's your vegan vegetarian options are a lot more broad out there than they are on the East Coast. Because I am missing out on so much seafood that I wish I still ate. Yes, I did go swimming, Brian. I went swimming both days with all my clothes on the day before. And I live streamed that and that day too at Palm Beach. So I had my bathing suit at Palm Beach though. But that's the in the video if you were watching the premiere there that I just put out there tonight. It's where I'm reading the book in the pigeon mask, that beach. The worst beach to be beaching at. I would suggest anybody who goes to Florida on the Atlantic side go to Delray. It's beautiful. In the northern part, like I didn't go to Miami or anything like that. Probably wouldn't. I hear it's like I think it's a little unsafe going there. But so yeah, I went for a swim and then I came back and I got ready and then I had supper at an Indian restaurant and I met up with the couple at the Riptides or the Cava Cafe in Delray. And so then it was open mic night, and that's the club that had all the clouds on the ceiling and stuff like that. Very cool. Very like the people that go to those places are my kind of people. Very like granola or like Dungeons and Dragons kind of players and very like I don't know, just down to earth. Very cool people. So there was a bunch of people that went up, met a bunch of cool peeps, and I played a bunch of songs. I tried to do "Dreams" from Fleetwood Mac with a pigeon mask on, but I don't know if you noticed in the comments when I was like chatting it up that it was when I was singing it, it was extremely amplified inside the mask, but you couldn't really hear it on the outside of the mask, even though there was a microphone right there. It's almost like the microphone had to be like placed just underneath the mask to get it amplified even more. And so after I left there, then the reality of the end of the trip was starting to kick in. I was like, oh man, I have to drive back tomorrow. So I went to bed early. I got most of my stuff packed in my car that night, except for like, my my luggage. Yeah, I need to check out the Gulf side. I'd like to go to Mississippi for Mardi Gras. That'd be cool. But again, I don't eat seafood anymore and all that stuff, so I'm really freaking missing out. Um, so yeah, the next morning I woke up super early and got ready, made sure that the Airbnb was clear of stuff because I always end up forgetting one thing when I go places or I forget something when I'm going somewhere. So I did like a total check over of the Airbnb before I left. And I wanted to stay in Hopewell just because I wrote a poem about Hopewell's door back in the day. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna cross over that bridge. So those were my intentions, as funny as it is. So I went to this one, I was gonna stay at this one like rest travel center, but it wasn't really a travel center in this small little town. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't feel good about it. There's all the lights and some of the lights are blinky and stuff. So I was talking to one of the truckers inside of the restaurant, and I'm like, okay, so where's a good spot to sleep around here, like in Hopewell? And he was telling me about this parking lot that has a bowling alley, and most of the truckers like that spot because it's dark and this and that. So I roll up to that parking lot. There's no more bowling alley, which I seen on Google Maps. It was removed, right? And there used to be a strip mall that was removed. So it was a big, huge parking lot that's the welcome center for Hopewell in St. George. And there was a transport there and a vehicle beside the transport. I'm like, perfect. I'm just going to pop a squat a little bit further away. There's no lights. I'm going to be able to get some good sleep. Tossing and turning for a bit, finally fall asleep. And that was around 9 o'clock, 9:30. Because I usually don't go to bed that early. But 12:30 in the morning, I get woken up by freaking floodlights just coming my way. I'm like, oh, here's the Poe. And he doubles back and he comes my way. So I unlock my car, I poke my head out, put on my moccasins, step outside. He's like, is everything okay? So I strike up conversation with him. I'm telling him I was traveling to Florida on vacation. He's asking all these questions. He gets my ID, runs my name, talking my ear off. Where am I going to? Letting me know that there was like a homeless encampment in the bush just on the other side of where I was parked, and it's not really safe. And I'm like, well, we've got homeless encampments in Sudbury, I tell you. Meanwhile, it's just one guy that's in the bush back there. I'm like, I'm not too worried. There's a transport right there. I know that the trucker's in the transport. He's like, no, no, no. This guy, he was like trying to steal a chopper and stuff. And I'm like, you go, guy. So anyways, long story short, the cop got he's like, are you a YouTuber too? I'm like, well, I do videos and stuff. So he's like, what's your YouTube channel? So I give it to him. He's immediately checking it out and getting a good giggle over the video of me singing playing Blackbird with the pigeon mask. So then he's like, yeah, you're all clear. Just, maybe go to the rest area up the way. There's one like an hour and a half from here. I'm like, good thing I fell asleep for a couple hours. Anyways, I'm like, well, I know that there's one closer. So I ended up going to one that was like a half an hour away from there called Lady Smith. And that's the one in the video I was like doing the recap of like getting woken up. So very safe, those rest stops. Lots of people always coming and going. There's bathroom and sometimes there's vending machines and stuff like that. And so I left there early early in the morning for my final leg of the trip, which was about 17 and a half hours. But that's because I had stops along the way. I stopped in Washington, D.C., because I wanted to see like the Capitol or whatever you want to call it, the nation's capital and the White House and buy some gifts. And I wanted to go there with my sign and flash my sign that said, "We have enough ice in Canada." With my pigeon mask because pigeons aren't native to North America. So there's purpose for my that part of the trip, and I wanted to sing like one impactful song. So I knew that the one I wanted to sing was "Who Will Save Your Soul" from Jewel, and I did that from the piece from the Freedom Park. So I played that in the video. And so I left Washington, D.C., and had a beautiful drive through the way, leaving Washington, heading towards Maryland. So I was following north on the west side of this one river. I can't remember the name of it, but it was just shortly after leaving uh, that area of D.C., right on near Pennsylvania Avenue. And so the rest of the trip was nice. Like beautiful landscape going through the northwest side of Pennsylvania. Gorgeous. I was like, wow, this is beautiful. I guess that would be still like the northwest side of the Appalachians. And I stopped at in this tiny little town. I can't remember the name of it, but it's right beside the river. It starts with an S, the river. It's a very long name. But I stopped there and I stopped at a Perkins, and Perkins doesn't really have any options for vegetarians, I tell you. But I made it work. Made it work. Luckily, it was lunchtime. And so I stopped there, had a quick bite to eat. Oh, excuse me. And then I got to Niagara Falls on the American side at around 5:30 or so, and I made it over the border. The border guy was kind of a dink. He's like, do you have any drugs or alcohol?" I'm like, "I don't drink or do drugs." He's like, "That's not what I was asking." Okay. Yeah, I've got a whole fucking carload. Like, what am I gonna do with that shit? Anyways, so yeah. And I'm like, "Bonne journée." Just like, "Bye." So then I made my way to like an A&W restaurant, fast food chain, and had a Beyond Burger because I missed them and some fries, and left there at around, it must have been around 6:15, and then got home at 12:30. And I was pretty tired the last 2 hours of my journey from 10 o'clock on. So I called a girlfriend of mine. Oh no, I must have called her around 9:30 or so. I'm like, "Dude, we got to stay on the phone for a bit because I'm feeling a little tired." And I wanted to make it home before the snowstorm the next day, because my mom's like, "Well, if you need to take another couple of days, we're expecting a lot of snow, so don't drive in the snow." And I'm like, "Well, right now it's not snowing. It's going to be snowing tomorrow evening. I want to make it home before tomorrow evening." So that's what I did. I just wanted to drive straight home. So I made it home 12:30, no snow falling yet. And I got up in the morning, and it was nice to sleep in my own bed again, and all that jazz. Oh, and look over all my photos, and I put together that beautiful little compilation of all my pigeon mask photos and the one that I premiered this evening. And so that was pretty much the trip. And yesterday evening, we just got pummeled with snow. So I'll show you again. Luckily, I've got really awesome neighbors. And my one neighbor last night, I could hear him snow blowing, and he must have snow blown my driveway when it was at its worst. And holy geez, it's really coming down again. I'm sure my car's going to be snow drifted again. And but it was like in the morning, it was back to square one. So whatever he had snow blown had just like got reblown over. And then so I'm outside at around like 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, okay, I gotta face the music and go out there and dig my car out because it was bad. And my two other neighbors on the other side came over and helped me. So I was like, I'm super grateful that I have like really awesome neighbors. But here, I'll show you what we're at. And we're still blowing. Look at that. Look at that. This is pretty much what I dug out today. What you see right here is what has been dug out today. Went from palm trees to this nastiness. Just nasty, you know? There you go. That's going to stay there. So that's that. Any questions? I know JM was asking if I was able to bring Little Cloud with me, and I looked into it, and I can travel with Little Cloud, my pigeon, but he would have to get quarantined for 30 days. So there's no point in traveling into the States with my poultry. Because he's considered as poultry in the States. It's stupid. Even though that, like, he goes to the vet and he's got a tag and everything. No, it's dumb. Really dumb. So hopefully at some point in time, they're going to change those laws because it's just dumb. Like, do people that have dogs have to get their dogs quarantined? You know, I'm sure that you got to show that your dog has its needles and up to date on stuff, but come on. He is a domesticated bird. Anyways, yeah. Maybe someday in another life, you know. I could like look into training him and just like let him out at the border and be like, little cloud, come on. Oh man, Brian, that sucks. 6 hours in the snow this morning. Oh, that sucks. No, I the neighbors at the corner saved me like 3 hours worth of digging. Ugh, my back is so sore just from sleeping in the car and my neck too. I definitely need to go see a chiropractor. And I had booked today off for work, and I got a message from the supervisor saying, "No work today." I'm like, "Well, that wasn't working anyways." And I got another message tonight saying, "We're not working tomorrow, so the mail does not go through because none of the highway was closed yesterday." Like Highway 69 from Toronto. So all the trucks come from Toronto to us. And so, yeah, no mail came in. So same thing probably tonight. And so I guess Wednesday is going to be another call to see if we're going to be going out again. This has been like the craziest like work year for me. Craziest. So yeah, like I said, I'm happy to be home. I'm sad to have left at the same time. I'm looking forward to going back at some point in time. And I'm looking forward to my next adventure and bringing my pigeon mask with me, of course. And I'm looking forward to making some more videos of cooking and stuff soon. And Little Cloud. And Little Cloud was super happy to see me this morning. He was, because I didn't go see him, or no, yesterday. Wait a minute, I'm so messed up in my days. Yesterday more. Yeah, see, I'm really mixed up in my days. I'm trying to figure out when I seen him. Little Cloud is my pigeon, by the way, for people that don't know. So I got back at 6 something in the morning, or 12:30 in the morning this morning. Sunday. Sunday, Monday morning. Yeah. So yeah, he technically see me for the first time this morning. And he did like a super happy dance, like super quick and happy dance. Like it's not like his usual dance. So I was like, I picked him up immediately and just like gave him all sorts of kisses and hugs and stuff like that. So now he's just back to being an asshole. He's like, okay, enough. Thank you. You too can be amazing. Let's go check out Little Cloud. Let's go say hi to him. Let's go see my baby. Baby! Hi, 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 hi. Oh, are you checking out your girl? Hi. Hi, handsome. Hi. Bye-bye. Come here. Hey. Hi. Hi, I missed you. I was gone, baby. Hi. And that's his girl. She's a sassy one right there. Hey, baby girl. Hey. Ooh, sassy mama. See, she's sitting on eggs, but she thinks that they're fertilized, right? So she's kind of, thanks for the likes, everybody. She thinks that they're fertilized and she's at the end of her egging, like incubating. So she thinks that there's something going on. So maybe in 2 days she'll start to like abandon the eggs, but she gets really eggy and pissy. So she does all the sitting while he's just being a pigeon. Hey, and I got some toys for you. Yeah, from Token Girl. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, handsome. Oh, baby. Yeah. So there he is. Back to being an ass. So I'm going to end this live here. It was awesome hanging out with y'all, telling my story about the trip. And if you haven't checked it out, check out the video. It's like 1 hour and 25 minutes long, so it's like the length of a movie of the full trip. Or you could just check out like the pigeon mask video, which is also on my YouTube channel now. Or you could check out some of the live streams as well, or shorts. I did put a few shorts. So thanks everybody for showing up and hanging out. And I hope to see you all soon. If you haven't, subscribe, like, whatever you need if you want to. And have yourself a good evening. Cheers, everybody. See you later, Brian.